Story time. Okay, my first day ever knocking doors. Now picture me, Jay Les, the man as you know, just like 7 years ago. A young, confident stud ready to approach the doors. First day I show up to a house. They run like morning meetings in like a little house, and I walk in and there's this massive map on the wall where they have like all the coordinates of the city and like everything broken off, where the most volume is, the density. And I walk in and I'm like, oh my god, this is actually a real thing. The way Oliver described it, I thought I was gonna walk out, just kind of hop in the car and start knocking some doors. And they kind of run a little training. I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm listening, but they're pitching, they're doing like sales theory. I don't really know what's going on. And we do our thing, and then we get in the van and we go to the meetup spot and I get into a different van. And this is the van I'm supposed to be with for the day. And I get in, and like the team we built is all young, hardworking students, athletes, kids from college. Like, that's who I recruited. That's the team that I built. When I first started knocking doors, that is not the team I walked into. I get in the van, and in the back seat, you know, like those kids in high school, the couples that were like always making out on the bus, like that, like the weird kids. And it was like never the attractive ones. Like the hottest kids in school aren't like, they're not like making out in the back of the bus. They're like the weird kids. I walked in, and that's what it was. There was a couple in the back seat. They're like in their 30s, both ugly, like both sixes, and they're just making out in the back seat. And I'm like a 16-year-old kid, and I'm like, who are these blokes? Like, this is my competition? So immediately I step in the van, and I'm like, I'm thinking I'm the man. I'm thinking I'm a big dog. I'm this young guy. I'm the youngest guy there by a country mile. I'm thinking I'm the man. We get into our training. Again, I don't even know what's going on with my training. And my trainer, the first guy that ever trained me, his name was Jay. He had an earring. This guy named Jay. And the manager told me before I went out with him, he said, Jay, he's an amazing salesman, but he's a degenerate. Comes in 3 days a week, makes a G, comes in 3 days a week. Don't be like Jay. Learn from Jay, don't be like Jay. So immediately I was like, okay, Jay's kind of a bloke. It was unfortunate that the manager made me think this guy was a loser before I ever even knocked to them. But I immediately was like, this guy's kind of a joke. The manager just called him a bot. I go outside with Jay. This guy is literal magic. Oh my god. He's like this baby face guy with an earring. He kind of wears his hat a little bit sideways like this. Like, hey, his name's Jay. And this guy was a legit magician on the doors. And it was right then and there that I realized I knew nothing. I knew less than nothing, and I was so much further away from being good than I thought. I assumed, because naturally I was a talker, I could talk to girls, hockey player, athlete, cool guy in school. I thought I was gonna walk in, everything was gonna be easy. So that was my first wake-up call. I get in there, Jay's a savage. I realize I'm not really a savage. I got a lot to learn. He closes this chick, had no business being sold. I mean, this lady was a no machine. She did not want anything. He sold her and made me clean. So essentially what we did was we did aeration. I don't know if you guys know what aeration is. My first ever day knocking doors, I did aeration. And aeration's when you like punch the holes in the lawn. Boop, 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 boop. I don't even remember what it does. But you punch the holes in the lawn. And my first day I was doing that. And I thought it was like a lawnmower, because it looks like a lawnmower. I thought you just kind of walk it around. No. My dainty little body at 16, I'm skinny now, I was a skinny runt back then. I was getting yanked by this thing. Like, picture your dad grabbing you by your ear and just kind of yanking you around the house. That was what the aerator was doing to me. I was getting, like, it was controlling me, like I was a dog on a leash. And so I'm doing this lawn, it takes me like 45 minutes. Should have taken like 10 minutes at the most. Like, it was a front lawn, it took me like 40 minutes, super slow, I sucked. And I just wasn't strong enough to control this thing. And I cleaned it, I made my 40% commission off that lawn, whatever, he sold my first one, and I was out on my own. It's my first day knocking, my first time I actually had a door. I go out, my first 5 doors, butcher, piece of crap, can't even really get my pitch out, no confidence in what I'm saying. Guys giving a thumbs up for the Lambo, how are ya? No confidence in what I'm saying. About an hour into the day, I stroll into a house. It's a nice neighborhood I'm in, mind you. It's like an infill neighborhood where half of them are kind of bungalow like shanties, but the other half are the new developments, are like multi-million-dollar houses. And so I walk up, I'm knocking on an infill. It's a really nice home. And I go up, I pitch it. I was brutal. Okay, I can't stress enough at how bad I actually was on my first day. And it was a charity sale. The guy said yes, no objections at all. He just let me do it. Number one, I think he wanted the aeration, and he probably did it every year. Number two, he knew I was an amateur. He knew I sucked, and he was just He was throwing a dog a bone, essentially, okay? So I sell my first lawn. I think I sold it for 120 bucks front and back, 60 for each side. And now it's on my own. Jay's not watching me get walked by the dog. He's not watching me get walked by the aerator anymore. So I'm on my own. I'm in the backyard. This guy's got these beautiful statues. You know, like the statues you see in the garden, the little concrete ones? He's got these beautiful statues, these angels with wings, these bows, Cupid. And I'm mowing, I'm trying to avoid. And it's a square. The backyard's a little square. And so I'm doing my little square box, and I turn the corner 90 degrees, and I mow over this massive statue. And it basically just sounded like fireworks going off in this guy's backyard. Immediately I turn behind me, guy's just standing in the front door like this. Front window. Watching me. Oh my God, I was so worried. I think in that moment, that was like in the top 3 scariest moments ever. Like one time I got suspended from school, my dad had to pick me up. That was probably all time. It was close. It was close. I was absolutely terrified.
Nice color, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Did you do that?
No, I bought it like this. What was I talking about?
Suspended from school.
Yes. So it was as scared as I've been since I got suspended from school, because I knew that it was my mistake. You know, you can talk your way out of it, whatever, but when you F up, you know deep down you effed up. So I turned my machine off. I see him in the front. I wave him around to the front side because he hasn't been on the backyard yet. So I go back to the front side. Normally, now I would have just talked to him in the backyard. I was just a kid. I didn't know. I pull him to the front yard. And I'm like, I'm good at apologizing. I'm good at owning my mistakes. That's actually one of my traits. I'm good at knowing when I effed up. And so I said, sir, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm an idiot. It's my first day. I've never done this before. Like, I can't control that thing. I had it on too high of a setting. Like, I'm just so sorry, sir. I don't know what to do. I'll be totally honest. My manager's not here. I don't know what to do. And just the look he gave me, just kind of like this sigh. He was like, I know it's your first day. Like, he knew it was my first day because I was such a bot. And he said, like, it's all good. Don't worry about it. But just be yourself. That was the biggest thing I took out of that situation, was just the way that he said it. It was just powerful. I knew that he meant it, and it was the actual thing I needed to do. He said, just be yourself. And the reason why he said that is because I was pitching like I was taught to pitch by these professional salesmen who have done it for a while, and I'm trying to be this person that I'm not, to be honest with you. As you guys know me, I'm the salesman that's like, I'm the crazy guy on the street, I'm waving my arms. So that's just who I am. I'm naturally high energy. And I was trying to sell like just a dude that was trying to copy someone else. And so he said, just be yourself. I knew it was your first day. So like, be you. I bought from you because you're a young guy and you're hustling, you're working hard, and you're kind of mumbling, and like, I bought from you because you were real. And to this day, you guys notice when I pitch, like, I'm an boy. I call myself boy because I'm always saying because it's very real. You notice with salesmen that are scripted, it's like there is no self-discovery in what they're saying. It's like everything they're saying, they've had pre-planned. It's ready to go. It's like ammunition in their back pocket. They're just waiting to slap it on the table. And so I learned in that day to just be myself, say the say the ahs, to be natural, to be real. And so that was my first ever day knocking doors. And again, I came into it thinking I was the big dog and I thought I was the man. And at the end of the day, I was kind of just an arrogant, stupid, and dumb 16-year-old. And I'm very, very, very grateful looking back that I did have the people to actually show me what that looked like. Because if I didn't see Jay sell that house, like sell that woman in front of me on his first day, I don't know if I ever continued knocking doors, honest to God. Because it was that light bulb moment where I was like, oh my God, if he can do it, I can do it. Still in that same arrogant frame of me, right? Like, if he can do it, I can do it. Jay with this earring, come on, earring? So I can do it too. So I'm really, really, really grateful for my first ever experience because I learned a lot that day. I learned, number one, if I want to be somebody, like, I actually need to get really good. The reason why these guys are good, and don't get me wrong, they might be degenerates, they might show up a few days a week. When they do show up, they work. They put 12 hours in and they knock really hard. So if I wanted to be that person, I gotta knock my butt off and I gotta learn from all these people. But really importantly, I have to be myself. So that is the story of my first ever day knocking doors and how it changed the trajectory of my life. So if you're considering knocking doors, kind of scared, I mean, it's reasonable, but you're going to be a bot anyways. Like, what have you ever started that you didn't suck at? I mean, I want you to think of like one thing in your life where you started first day you were good. Probably nothing. So it would be unreasonable to think that in something you can make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, up to like $5,000 in a day doing, you'd ever be good at it on your first day. In fact, it'd be more reasonable that you would suck. On the opposite end of the spectrum, you'd actually be really bad at it. So regardless of the things you're starting, you gotta see them through and you gotta put in the time, because if you don't, you'll just end up trying everything in the book and then quitting because you're like, oh, it's not for me. Dude, it's not for me because you suck. Nothing's for you. Basketball's not for me because I get pieced up by a random white dude on the court because I can't play. So nothing is for you that you suck at. So anything can be fruitful, just get really good at it and it'll be really fun. Oh, I don't like knocking doors. Dude, you don't like knocking doors because you don't make sales. The dopamine you get from selling a $249, I guarantee you that's a high you've never really experienced before, something you can't replicate. So if you were to replicate that same high every 30 minutes for 12 hours a day, dude, you'd feel like you smoked crack. Like the dopamine, the pure serotonin running through your body, you would feel like you were smoking crack. You would be in a permanent state of euphoria for the entire day. So we're getting off track. That's my story. So 3 takeaways, because if you ever listen to something, don't just listen to it. Take something away from it. Take something useful out of it. So my 3 takeaways. Number 1, learn something from everybody, okay? Jay, just because he had an earring and worked 3 days a week and was a degenerate, doesn't mean I couldn't learn something from him. What I did learn from him was, number 1, you need to train, you need to put some time into this if you want to get good. Number 2, I learned that he was really good working 3 days a week. And what excellence was working 5-6 days a week. So I took the bad in his days worked, and I'm turning into the good of I'm going to work 5 days a week and how I can be better. So learn from everyone. And on that same note, even the bad salesman you can learn from. I can't tell you the amount of times that some guy that sells $800 a day has taught me something new because they perceive the sales situation so much differently than I. So learn something from everyone. Even the bad salesmen have something to offer. I promise you they do. And even if it's not positive, you can look at something they do that doesn't work and say, okay, now I know. I'm never going to do that. That was really stupid and trash. Takeaway number 1, learn something from everyone. Everyone has something to offer. Number 2, be yourself. Okay? You can take a piece from every salesman you've ever met and turn it into your own thing, but you cannot be someone you're not. Okay? I'm going to sell some people that you wouldn't be able to sell, and you're going to sell some people I wouldn't be able to sell because we have different personality types, and certain homeowners respond to certain people differently. Okay? If you tried to sell exactly like Josh Lester and become Josh Lester, you'd have a very tough time because you're not Josh Lester. You need to sell like Jane Doe, who you are. You need to sell like you. Take what I've done, learn from things I've done, but make it you. Me and Oliver foundationally are the same. We've learned all the same things, we know all the same things, yet we sell entirely differently. Because we're 2 different people, yet we know the same stuff. So don't try to be someone you're not, be yourself. Find your own way of selling. The greatest salesmen are just the people that they haven't seen before, and the reason why they haven't seen them before is because there's only one of you. So don't be the last guy that came to the door. Don't be like every other salesman, be you. Learn from the other salesman, but be yourself with it. And number 3, outwork everyone. I think about Jay, man, his baseline talent was so high, but his work ethic was so low. Imagine if he did just what he did on his best day, every day, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. How great he would be. But instead, he makes the conscious decision to go out and get drunk and to smoke and to party and to do all these things. Yet instead, he should be going to bed at 9 p.m., waking up the next day to print cash, to get ahead. It is so unbelievably easy to win in this era. Do you know how lazy people are? Their attention span is so short. They're stuck on TikTok. Their brains, they're rotted. They have no desire to get out and do the hard thing. And the irony of all of it is, it's only hard in the beginning. Like, when you first start out, 90% of the work will bring you 10% of the yield. You'll work so hard, and you'll get so little out of it. You'll work 12 hours, and you make 2 sales. It's so hard. But as you get better, as you pay your dues, and as you put in the time, that same 12 hours, you're not getting 2 sales, you're getting 15 sales. And now 10% of the work does 90% of the yield. But you'll never get there if you're stuck in a state of always trying to do the least amount of work required. Reframe your beliefs from, instead of how can I get X, Y, or Z result with the least amount of work required? Don't think of it like that. Think of it as, how can I be the best? And what inputs do I need to do to become the best? That's it. That's it. It's a very binary thing. What do I need to do to become the best, and how much work do I need to put in? And I'm putting it in. If you outwork everyone, how do you lose? All right, I've been yapping for a bit, so let's roll out in style. Later.